Dear students, in ESA unit number 1, our next topic is Carnot heat engine. So, I would like to remind you that Carnot heat engine was the hypothetical engine and it never came in existence. It is a hypothetical engine which is most efficient reversible engine. So the efficiency of this engine is highest and it is absolutely hypothetical engine. The main parts. So come here on this figure. These are actually the four main parts of the Carnot engine. This is piston cylinder assembly, ideal gas or perfect gas. Inside it, this is the piston, this is the cylinder, and this is the conducting base. Other part is source of heat at high temperature T1 Kelvin, it remains constant. The other part is perfect insulating plate, and last part is heat sink at lower temperature T2. This is the conducting base of sink and this is the conducting base of the heat source. These are the four important parts. First we discuss, then we will come to the cycle. Number 1, source of heat. It is of infinite capacity, kept at a constant temperature, high temperature T1 Kelvin. Number 2, sink. This is sink. It is kept at a constant low temperature T2 Kelvin. It is also of infinite capacity. Number 3, perfect insulating plate. It does not allow heat to pass through it. Number 4, piston cylinder assembly. The walls of the cylinder are perfectly insulating and its base is perfectly conducting. Piston is also non-conducting and can slide inside the cylinder without any friction. Cylinder contains ideal gas or perfect gas as the working substance. Now we come to the cycle. So first of all, we will understand the cycle from this diagram. Cycle has 4 steps. In the first step, this piston cylinder assembly is kept on the source and pressure is released. The gas expands isothermally at temperature T1. In the second step, this piston cylinder assembly is kept on this wooden platform and gas again expands adiabatically. And in the third, the piston cylinder assembly is kept in contact with the sink of heat at lower temperature T2 and piston is pressed and it is the adiabatic, it is the isothermal at T2 constant. So it is the isothermal compression. And finally in the fourth step, the piston cylinder assembly is kept on this perfect insulating platform or plate and gas is compressed again adiabatically. So these 4 steps form the Carnot cycle. So come here, Carnot cycle. A Carnot cycle is completed by the 4 operations in order. The 4 operations or steps are: number 1, first operation, isothermal expansion. It is called as isothermal expansion, the first operation or first step. Base of cylinder is kept in contact with heat source. Gas expands isothermally. Work is done by the gas. Gas absorbs heat Q1 from the source. The state of the gas changes from A P1 V1 T1 to B P2 V2 T2 as shown in this PV diagram. So actually this is the Carnot cycle. Come here on the Carnot cycle. Pressure is taken on y-axis, volume V is taken on x-axis. This is the first point A at temperature T1, point B at temperature T1 again, point C at temperature T2, point D at temperature T2, and this cycle completes the 4 steps and known as Carnot cycle. This process is called isothermal expansion. This process is called adiabatic expansion. This step is isothermal compression, and this process is adiabatic compression. So we proceed further. Heat absorbed in the first operation from the source is equal to work done by the gas, which is equal to W1 is equal to integration PdV from volume limits V1 to V2, or Q1 is equal to W1 is equal to V1 to V2 integration RT1 upon V dV is equal to RT1 log V2 upon V1 to the base E, or area AB BAA. A, B, A. This is the area equivalent to work done. Now in the second operation, which is called as adiabatic expansion, base of the cylinder is kept in contact with insulating plate. As I told you earlier, gas expands adiabatically. Work is done by the gas, due to which its internal energy and hence temperature decreases from T1 to T2. The state of the gas changes from B P2V to T1 to C P3V3 T2. So this is the point P3V3 T2. This is the point as shown in figure BC by curve BC on PV diagram. Work done by the gas, Wt is equal to PdV integration from limit V2 to V3, or W2 is equal to integration limit V2 to V3 K upon gamma V to the power gamma dV is equal to K upon gamma minus 1 into 1 upon V2 gamma minus 1 minus 1 upon V3 gamma minus 1, since P2 V2 is equal to gamma is equal to P3 V3 gamma is equal to K, that is constant. So this is for adiabatic. Or W2 is equal to 1 upon gamma minus 1 P2 V2 minus P3 V3, since we know that P2 V2 is equal to RT1 and P3 V3 is equal to RT2, or is equal to R upon gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, and this area is BC CBB on the cycle or PV diagram. Now the third operation. This operation is called as isothermal compression. Now the cylinder is kept in contact with the sink. Piston is moved slowly inward. Gas is compressed isothermally at temperature T2. Work is done on the gas. Heat is rejected to the sink. At the sink, the state of the gas changes from C P3V3 T2 to D P4V4 T2 as shown by the curve CD on PV diagram. Heat rejected at the sink Q2 is equal to work done on the gas W3, or Q2 is equal to W3 is equal to minus. Why minus? Since gas, the work is done on the gas. Integration V3 to V4 PdV is equal to minus integration V3 to V4 RT2 upon V dV, since PV is equal to RT2. Therefore W3 is equal to RT2 log to the base e V3 upon V4, that is area CD DC C. Now the last, that is the fourth operation, adiabatic compression. The cylinder is now kept in contact with the insulating plate. Piston is moved inward. Gas comes back to its initial state A, P1, V1, T1. This is adiabatic compression. The work is done on the gas, due to which its internal energy increases and hence temperature rises from T2 to T1. The state of the gas changes from D, P4, V4, T2 to A, P1, V1, T1, as shown by the curve dA on PV diagram. Now discussion. Increase in internal energy of the gas is equal to work done on the gas. W4 is equal to again minus integration V4 to V1 PdV, that is W4 is equal to minus integration V4 to V1 K upon gamma minus 1, this is for adiabatic, dV is equal to minus K upon gamma minus 1 into 1 upon V1 gamma minus 1 minus 1 upon V4 gamma minus 1. Since for adiabatic we know that P1 V1 gamma is equal to P4 V4 gamma is equal to constant K, or work done W4 is equal to minus 1 upon gamma minus 1 P1 V1 minus P4 V4 is equal to R upon gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2. This is again equation number 4. Area, it is equal to area dA AD D. Now the cycle is repeated to get the work continuously. Now very important part of the discussion, efficiency of Carnot engine. The net work done by the gas is in complete cycle is equal to total, that is the sum of all work done. W is equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. But if we see the equations 2 and 4, 2 and 4 are equal and opposite in sign, therefore cancelled, is equal to W4 plus W3, and from those equations Q1 minus Q2 is equal to area ABCDA, that is the area of the Carnot cycle. Using equation number 1 and 3, you can see back W is equal to RT1 log E V2 upon V1 minus RT2 log V3 upon V4, equation number 5. Since points B and C are on the same adiabatic, therefore T1 V2 gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V3 gamma minus 1, or T1 upon T2 is equal to V3 upon V2 gamma minus 1, equation number 6. Similarly for points A and D, these are again on the same adiabatic, therefore T1 V1 gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V4 gamma minus 1, or T1 upon T2 is equal to V4 upon V1 gamma minus 1, equation number 7. So if we see here 6 and 7 are the same, T1 upon T2, T1 upon T2 equating, we get V3 upon V2 is equal to V4 upon V1 is equal to rho. It is called as adiabatic compression ratio. Also V2 upon V1 is equal to V3 upon V4 is equal to R. It is called isothermal expansion ratio. From equation number 5, W is equal to RT1 log R minus RT2 log R is equal to R T1 minus T2 log R, equation number 8. So the efficiency is eta is equal to net work done upon heat absorbed from the source. So taking the values, eta is equal to W upon Q1 is equal to Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1 is equal to 1 minus Q2 upon Q1. This is very important relation, equation number 9. And again eta is equal to R T1 minus T2 log R upon R T1 log R. So these values are taken from the previous equations, is equal to T1 minus T2 upon T1 is equal to 1 minus T2 upon T1. So these are very important equations for efficiency of the Carnot engine. Thank you so much.